has it been difficult? You know, I know that when you have, you know, certain ranchers who have been killing wolves and wildlife for a long time, is a big conflict to say, hey, why don't we just put a Great Pyrenees on your property?
Absolutely. And they don't always put them on their property right. We rescued our Great Pyrenees from someone on the east side who basically threw them on 1,000 acres and said, go protect our, was it sheep or cattle or something? And he was pretty much on his own with 3 other dogs.
Oh,
That's
wow.
not the way to do it.
No.
So there's a whole.
He didn't have to for the very partner. No, but he was only LGB on the side.
Oh.
For hundreds of sheep. The other dogs would come in sometimes, and they used them to herd, but he had to essentially fence from them too. And then we asked what the predator experience of him was. The previous owner said, well, when he catches a coyote, he eats it. So he was underweight. He's now about 130 pounds, and he was 88 when we got him. And
wow.
he had seen some hard times. That's not how you do livestock guardian dogs.
And
wow.
so it's really just it's an issue of culture. It's more than just. That's a really tough question because I deal with it on so many levels.
I
you
bet.
know, and at the policy level, we basically have cattlemen's associations and established ranchers who are dominating a conversation where we have, you know, there's 35,900 farmers in Washington state, and really only a handful of these big industrial ranchers are dominating the conversation. So we're trying to change that. I have invited them to the table to talk. It's very difficult. I don't know. It's very, very difficult. So we reach the children through food.
Yeah, no, I agree that we reach the children, and we get, that's why I wanted to bring you on the show, is to talk about, you know, starting out young, because farming has changed over the years so much, and I think we need to go back to
Basics,
exactly. Like Whitney says, just go back and help children understand how it can coexist together. When you bring in a guardian dog, does he get trained somewhere else? How old do you get them?
You want to answer that? So
there's all different ways to approach it. You can rehome or rescue, like we did with Sirius. We got Fergus when he was how old? 4.5 months old.
Okay.
And that in that instance, Sirius was the one who trained Fergus.
Okay.
But there's been a lot of livestock guardian dogs that have been trained by the owners and not by a skilled older livestock guardian dog. And there's all different ways of training. There's hands off, there's hands on, there's livestock guardian dogs who are not in houses at all, and there are livestock guardian dogs, for instance, that go in houses and outside and mingle with people like a house dog would. It's all up to the rancher or the owner how they want their livestock guardian dog to mingle on their property. But it comes down to the basic of the breed, and it kind of goes from there.
So
you can train a few tricks, so to speak, but sometimes it's just in their blood.
It's just
bred into them.
Right.